welcome to this week's video. So, finals week is approaching, which means that we're about to be really swamped with a bunch of schoolwork. That could be tests, exams, or your final assignments, which they're giving to us as take-home tests. Yeah, so I thought this would be like one of the best times to share some productivity apps that I've come across that have been helping me stay on top of all my game, particularly the academia version of those. So stay tuned and let's go through them.
Welcome to my screen. This is my school folder. I just created a whole file on my home screen where I put all the school apps that I need or want to access frequently. So the first app that I practically swear by is this one called School Planner. So the first thing that it shows you is just your overview page, and it will literally give you like a bunch of different screens where you can track everything school related. So I chose my main one to be this overview page, and then every time I need to know which class I need to be in or which one is coming up next, I just go to calendar view and it will show me my whole timetable. Yeah, you guys can see that because I'm practically done with class. You'll never catch me at any of these locations. Yeah. It also allows you to color code them and select your own personalized colors according to like color codes, which I usually just Google like the actual color codes and then I can input them here. And then it also allows you to put it in grid view. The next part, it also shows you your agenda side. It shows you what you have coming up. I haven't input anything for this week yet, but every time I have something due, I'll literally like input it there, and then just allows you to input what's coming up. And then we have the calendar view, which is one of my favorites because it looks so pretty and it's pretty simple too, so it's really easy to see what's coming up. Like here, it'll show you your classes, and then it'll show you also which tests you have coming up. That's based on what you inputted in it. I was using it quite frequently in September though, and if you have a task that you need to do, you just input it here. Once you're done, click it, done, and then she'll cross it off for you so you know what you've done and what you have coming up. And then the final part that I use pretty often is the subjects form, in which it literally calculates average grades for you, right? So I only inputted my test ones. I'm yet to put in my test twos and my final marks, so it will literally show you based on the weighting of each how you're doing so far and how much more you need to get your objective. I can't believe I forgot to set my objective for the semester. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, so it'll show you like how you did in the past items that you took, and then to show you your average right now. And then when I input another grade again for like the next assessment that I've taken, it will go here, and then I can say how much weight that assessment is going to take, and it's going to change the overall here. And then on the side here just has a whole other bunch of options that are really helpful. I really like this part. Recordings, which is really good for studying. Like if I need to study on my own and I need to study like I'm teaching somebody, I'll use the recording so I can like speak like I'm teaching a class, and then I listen back and see and compare which information I was missing, or if I'm in a combi or something, I can listen back and then just like remember the information. Next we have this app called Engross, which I really like using for when I need to study really big pieces of information. So if I'm going to be studying something that requires me to input a lot of hours, or I have a really big test or exam coming up and I need to break it down into chunks, like it's not just one chapter, then I come here and it will literally show me this whole item. I like to break it down into Pomodoro sections, which is 25 minutes, 5-minute breaks, and then another 25 minutes. And then I will label it according to the course that I'm doing. So for example, if I was going to be studying Psychology 3 or 5, I'll input that, and then I set the timer for a work session. Let's put it to 2 work sessions at 25 minutes each and a 5-minute break in between. And then you can select if you want to revise before and after, and then you just press. It also shows you what time you should technically finish if you're not distracted, so that's really helpful as well. If you know like you intend on doing something after you study, you'll know, oh, I should be done around that time. And then you press start and it will literally start the countdown for you. And then if I happen to get distracted while I'm like studying, I'll be like, I got distracted, so I know like, yo, the workflow here was not great, and then it will count that for me. If I happen to want to go to the bathroom in between, I can just pause and to say work paused. When I come back, I just resume, and then I continue with my work. And then if I also want to input a little to-do session, like I want to write what exactly I'm doing for this work session, I can just go to do, and then go in and write them down. When I'm done, just cross them off, and that's looking good. There's also the calendar view, which I think personally looks kind of weird, but it's probably helpful at least just for seeing what's due, like especially when you have lots and lots of work to do in a short amount of time. It'll just list them out here for you, so you know what's due today, tomorrow, the day after. And then we can go back to our timer. Then statistics, I think just this week it'll show me how many hours I worked on which subject, and that's really helpful as well, just like for data. I just like to know how much I studied, so I know how much time I wasted or used. The next one that I usually use for organization, practically to combine my school organization, personal organization, and work organization, like for all those tasks, I use Google Calendar. And then it will basically show me everything that I have coming up. I tend to have a bunch of different calendars, so I have my personal one there, the work one there, my YouTube one in there, and then my Thrifty BW as well in there. I just color code them like this, and then when I have a bunch of things that are due, I put them in the calendar, and this is what it would technically look like on a week. So I would know, oh yeah, this is what my week is gonna look like. Then I use this technically just to know, oh, I should have a school day. I think this was a Thursday. Yeah, this was a Thursday, so it showed me what I had coming up, my big tasks for work and for school, and also the personal ones that I had in there, and it will show me what I need to do. I technically use this when I need to intricately plan my day, because I have the journal planner, which I use pen and paper, but I use this one to know, okay, hourly, what am I doing? I needed to show me every other hour, get ready to go do that, so I know as soon as I'm done with this task, that's what I'm getting started on. And then of course we have the little two file managers that I use just to open my school documents, the PDFs and the Word documents that we get sent to school for like lecture slides and so on. Sometimes I like to read them from my phone. And then of course we have Microsoft Teams, which I don't think actually, it may not be absolutely necessary for everybody to have on their phone, but sometimes you just get caught off guard, like when they just happen to change your class to online and you've already planned your day such that you're not at home or a place where you can securely pull out a PC. So I like to have Microsoft Teams on my phones. I can listen to it anywhere, or while I'm in transit to a place so I can properly sit down. And if you've taken any classes on Microsoft Teams, you know the vibe. You know the vibe. Last but not least, I have my note-taking apps, which are just like notepads for your mobile device. There are different ones. There's one that came with my phone called Notepad there, but then I also have a bunch of different ones because I'm a bit extra. I like to have multiple different note-taking apps. So I have Keep Notes, Google Keep Notes, which I use for a bunch of different things, for school, personal work, stuff like that, and then I'll just divide them according to different lists and so on. So every time I get something there, I'll just input it there. So if I'm doing a bunch of research and I want to copy and paste to somewhere I can find it later, I'll just copy and paste it, and to automatically give me the option to save it to Google Keeps. That's how I'll put my links, and when I need to reference later, I just pick them from there and go paste to wherever they need to go. The other note-taking app that I have is Simple Note, which I really love. It's where I do a bit of planning sometimes. If I need to do big picture planning, I'll open Simple Note, and there we go. It will just allow me to create a little aesthetic note here and there. I also use it as a mind map or a brain dump. If I have like to put something down or I need to alter it some way, I'll just do it in that way. It's actually my favorite. It's like the prettiest ever. It's really easy to navigate. Third note-taking app I had is Notepad on the came with my phone. That's where I sometimes put my to-dos. Like if I need to quickly jot down a to-do, I'll come put it in the note-taking app that came with my phone, and as soon as I've done it, I'll just like mark it as done. Like that. It goes to done, 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 and that's that. So that's all the apps that I use to stay organized with school. I hope you found that really helpful. Some of them are actually compatible with PC, so you can sync your phone device to your PC device, and then it will just like help you stay up to date with everything. Some of them are mainly mobile devices, but that's perfect for their use. So I hope you found this helpful. That's all. Bye. It brings a